Robbie Burns said, the best laid plans of mice and men gang after gley. Well, our plan was to go to France the weekend before Easter because I had been invited to preach on Easter Sunday in Humps in the church that we're part of in the south of France. Then came lockdown, but I still managed to preach in Humps on Easter Day and on 3 out of the next 6 Sundays, not in person, but via Zoom. And while the technology took a little bit of getting used to, the church has been very creative in moving worship online, not least in Bushmills. We want to say thank you to Nancy for continuing worship week by week. People think the church is closed because the church building is closed, but the church has moved out of the building. Its worship and its service and pastoral care continue. In fact, Tier Fund, in a survey, discovered that the church is now reaching more people via the internet than ever came into church buildings before lockdown. And that certainly is borne out by friends of mine who are saying that they are getting far more people on a Sunday morning via the internet than came into the church previously. People are looking for inspiration and hope. Now, there certainly are a number of problems associated with the lockdown, all the restrictions under which we live. However, there are some benefits. I managed to get the outside of the house painted and some of the jobs that were on the long finger. However, there are some things that I miss. It's about 15 or 16 weeks since I was at the barber's. I badly need a haircut. Incidentally, although we are told that hairdressing establishments aren't going to reopen until July, they were among the first businesses to open in France. And someone, and commentator, said that if women ran the government, they would be the first establishments to open in England as well. The other thing that I miss is public worship. Worship via Zoom is a bit individualistic, particularly when it comes to singing hymns. I miss this idea of getting together with people committed to worshipping God in Jesus Christ and singing the faith together. Before the Reformation, there was no congregational singing. If there was any worship music at all, it was sung by a choir. But Calvin and Luther, the great reformers, wanted congregations involved in worship, not just as spectators. Calvin translated the Psalms into metre and set them to local folk tunes. Luther was the great hymn writer. They literally wanted people to sing their faith. And that has shaped us as a people. And one of the things that I miss most is gathering for worship and singing the great hymns of praise and thanksgiving with a full heart for all that we've learned of God in Jesus Christ. And when the new normal comes, whenever that is, that's what I'm looking forward to most.